So new question, but same approach. We are going to read the question sentence. And we might notice that the question sentence, it's littered with conditional information. You see that it says, if the day's earnings are this, the hourly rate is that, and the flat bonus is this, how many hours were worked? Remember, everybody, it's really about sorting through the information and pulling out what's really important. And here, it says, how many hours were worked? The key word here being hours. And the context, the hours worked. So right there, my party people, we want to know the number of hours that were worked. Stick that in your head. And then we're going to go through the actual information to sort through it. So hours worked, let's read the context. It says a worker's pay is modeled by this equation. We have E, M, H, and B. And what we're going to do is it says where E is total earnings in dollars. Everybody, is that what we're looking for in this problem? Are we looking for E, total earnings? Yes or no in this particular case? Right, not quite. Not quite. Because it says, again, we're looking for the number of hours that we worked. That's total earnings. That's completely different. Next up, it says H is hours. Everybody, you tell me. Does that sound like what we're looking for? Yeah, that's absolutely what we're looking for. Absolutely is. So we can highlight that right there, H in hours, and we can feel even a little more confident. We don't have to have all the confidence in the world yet, but I can be pretty confident that I just pointed out what I'm trying to find. So when I write my formula, the E, the M, the H, and the B, I can feel pretty confident that I know which one of these I'm looking for. Now let's figure out what everything else is so I can solve the actual equation. Because I think we can all understand that you can't solve an equation that has more than one variable. You just can't do it. You can only solve it in relativistic terms, but not in definitive terms. So with that, let's go ahead and get this done. It says E is the total earnings, M is dollars per hour, and B is a flat bonus. Let's read through that conditional information that I was given earlier. So over here, we see that it says the day's earnings are $171. Everybody, what are we going to attach that with? The earnings for the whole day are $171. What do we attach that with? That's E, right there. E is total earnings. So that's what I'll do. Boom, right there. E is 171. Next up, it says the hourly rate is $18. Everybody, what am I replacing with 18? Which letter am I going to be replacing 18 with? That's going to be the M. That is the rate. M is dollars per hour, which is also known as a rate given by the word per. So the reason, seeing hourly rate, dollars per hour, that's what hourly rate means. Booyah. We found M. 18 right there. We'll attach that H. And then B is that bonus. Again, B is a flat bonus. And then the flat bonus here is $45. So there we are. We have all of the information that we need. And now we can solve this equation. Now, when we look at this, I can absolutely, see that if you've worked hard to get to this point, you might be feeling a little gassed, a little tired. But this is where we have to switch to that computational speed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this equation. Let me just move this over here a little bit and then make this slightly bigger. And let's solve. Because we're trying to get the H by itself. And to get H by itself, we got to get rid of the 18. And we have to get rid of the 45. What's happening currently with the 45? That's plus 45. To get rid of the 45, we're going to go ahead and subtract it from both sides. So we'll have that over here, minus 45, and then minus 45. Once we do that, we cross out or cancel out the 45, and then we have 171 minus 45, where, hey, I'll go ahead and solve it with you. We'll go ahead and borrow making it 11. 11 minus 5, and that'll give us 6. Then we have 6 minus 4, and that'll give us 2. And then we drop that 1. So we have 126, and that's going to equal 18H. From here, the very last step, after we've performed the subtraction, is going to be division. And the reason it's going to be division, as always, when it comes to solving equations, is we're working backwards. We're working backwards because we see that this is multiplication, 18 times h. So we'll divide by 18 right over here on both sides, canceling out on that right side, leaving this as 126 divided by 18. Now, that's going to be 7, but let's go ahead and prove it. So we can do long division, which won't help at all, actually, because when you think about long division, like I'll show you over here, when we think about long division, we see that it's 18 can't go into 1, can't go into 12, and then you're asking 126. So that's just going to be a guess. Take a guess, get as close as you can, and try to get this long division done. Luckily, this is a clean division by 7, and I can prove that right over here. And I'll use green to do 18 multiplied by 7. 8 times 7 is 56, carry the 5. 1 times 7 is 7, carry the 5 is 12. So we do have 126 with 7 being the quotient, no remainder, and there we are. H equals 7, which means that 7 hours is the number of hours that were worked. My party people, hopefully we're feeling pretty good about this one here.